Stop, let me slow down. Heterosexual people, LGBTQ plus IA community, everybody has a mental illness within those groups of people. So you can't just automatically say because someone's trans or intersex or
I agree, because you could be straight as hell with some real psychological damage.
anything is automatically mentally ill.
All right, Ronald, let's hear from you. Your thoughts on this from the Peruvian government.
I think that it was a great decision. I think that,
Yo, did he just say that sitting next to a transgender woman? And he is one bold dude. Wow.
All right, Ronald, let's hear from you. Your thoughts on this from the Peruvian government.
I think that it was a great decision. I think that,
Yo, look, yo, the dude couldn't help but to laugh. Like, what?
it speaks for itself. Studies.
The Peruvian government.
I think that it was a great decision. I think that, it kind of speaks for itself.
What up, what up, what up, YouTube? You clicked the title, so I'm gonna just get to the point. Peru has officially categorized transgender people as mentally ill. Now, I want to speak on this for many reasons. One, I am a lesbian, proud lesbian, by the way. And this is part of my community. My thing is, I may not agree with something, but who the hell am I to say because I don't understand it, you have a mental problem? To me, that's disgusting. And I feel like transgender people are misunderstood in the worst way possible. The worst way that you can be misunderstood, that's transgender people. For you to call somebody mentally ill because you don't understand their way of living, their way of thinking, is horrible. Shame on you, Peru. Shout out to Fox News. Let's get into it. Subscribe for the vibe.
And thank you for joining us for a second. Welcome and thank you for joining us for a second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. Peru has established a new group of people considered to be mentally ill. Transgender, intersex, and non-binary people are...
Okay, now, the title ain't said that. The title just said transgender people. If you don't know, because I didn't know, I said, what the hell is intersex?
Intersex refers to the state where naturally someone's sex chromosomes, genitalia, and/or secondary sex characteristics do not fit typical notions for male or female bodies. This category collects pages and categories solely related to intersex medical issues and medical treatment.
Okay, you get it? You have a cat and you got a swinger. How the hell can they control that? They're born that way. How you gonna say they mentally ill? Huh?
Are now officially in that category in that country. The president of Peru signed off on the law last week. According to the state's health ministry, the decision was made to guarantee full coverage of medical attention for mental health for the transgender community, which should also note people in LGBTQ plus community as a whole will not be forced to do conversion therapy, meaning make them straight. Joining us to talk about it, therapist.
Yo, conversion therapy is insane, yo. Yo, I'm gonna do a video on that if you guys really want to know like the disgusting history behind that. Bro, that's trying to force somebody to be straight. So like it's a therapy that is kind of like cured the gay from you. It's disgusting, yo. We're gonna get into that. I'm telling you. Drop a comment if you really want to get into that.
Is Dr. Bernadette Smith, Ryle Williams from the Urban Conservatives of America, and Barbie Braxton, a model and local member of the Houston LGBTQ community, transgender community. So, Barbie, first of all, your thoughts on this when you hear Peru saying individuals who may be transgender and other categories may have mental illness.
They can't speak for people. You can't say who's mentally ill. It's not just everybody from being straight to first off, let me slow down. Heterosexual people, LGBTQ plus IA community, everybody has a mental illness within those groups of people. So you can't just automatically say because someone's trans or intersex or...
I agree, because you could be straight as hell with some real psychological damage.
anything is automatically mentally ill.
All right, Ronald, let's hear from you. Your thoughts on this from the Peruvian government.
I think that it was a great decision. I think that,
Yo, did he just say that sitting next to a transgender woman? He is one bold dude. Wow.
All right, Ron, let's hear from you. Your thoughts on this from the Peruvian government.
I think that it was a great decision. I think that,
Yo, look, yo, the dude couldn't help but to laugh like, nigga, what?
it speaks for itself. Studies.
The Peruvian government.
I think that it was a great decision. I think that, it kind of speaks for itself. Studies show that people who are transgender, for instance, in Sweden, they did a study, they're 6 times more likely to have to take, anxiety medication. 3 times more likely when they're transgender to have to take antidepressants. So that.
To be honest with you, I think it's because the world makes them depressed. And it's only because we don't understand it. But that's okay. But to sit there and say that they have a mental problem because we don't understand it, to me, that's disgusting, bro.
Speaks for itself. When you go against God's order and you begin to try to live a lifestyle that he didn't create you to live.
God didn't make that.
God didn't make what?
We've been here since forever. So you can't go and bring God into this and say what God made when God didn't make that.
Do you believe,
the Bible
Wait, huh? Huh? Huh?
was a book that was written. If since forever. So you can't go and bring God into this and say what God made when God didn't make that.
Do you believe,
the Bible was a book that was written. If you want to go there.
Let's not even get into that.
You took it there when you said about when you brought up God.
We're talking about whether or
Uh-oh. This about to get good.
not transgenderism is a mental disorder.
Like I stated, everybody from every community has mental illness. It's a lot of transgender people, intersex people. I'm a transgender woman. I'm a transgender.
Yo, they letting them argue like this on Fox News? This shit better than Zeus.
I'm a transgender woman. I'm a transgender woman. Stop trying to disrespect me and be real to you, because we can really take it there.
And what
If you want to.
I'm feeling man vibes right now.
I don't care, and I'm feeling feminine vibes and tacky vibes.
But I don't like that, though, because when she was speaking, he let her talk. Now let him talk. That's the one thing I don't like about transgenders. Y'all want to say y'all shit. Y'all want to get y'all piece off and say how y'all feel. But the moment we say how I feel, oh, you just don't like us. No, let us say our piece. Like, what's up?
Look at you. So you sit here talking this all greasy and stuff. So what you
Guys, hey, look, we're going to do one at a time, or we're going to move on. Dr.
You're not gonna
Smith,
intimidate
let's
me.
bring you on.
Go ahead.
So what becomes important is, one, we have to be able to respect people where they are. And the other thing, we talked about this before, people will take a statistic, and because they don't understand how to properly read the statistics, that's how then you infer improper information. So when we're looking at statistics and where people in the LGBTQI community are more susceptible to things such as anxiety and depression and suicide, is because they're living in a society that does not allow them to be their full versions of themselves.
That's not true.
Can you imagine
that's
how
not true.
That's what I just said. It's because the world makes transgenders feel like they don't belong. And let me say this. I did a post one time. And I said, because a lot of people, because, y'all know what I do. A lot of people hit me up, hey, TT, how you feel about this? How you feel about that? So I did a post. I said, listen, I don't agree with everything that transgenders do. Just because I'm a lesbian, don't think that everything they do, no, I don't agree with. No, absolutely not. But I also don't agree with a lot of things a lot of people do. So let's just keep it there, right? So back to the post. I didn't go and say the idea of changing your sex is I disagree with it. It's like it should not be a thing. That's just my opinion. Okay? The only reason why I spoke on it, because like I said, people wanted me to speak on it. I did not mean to offend anyone. But I had to sit back and I had to self-reflect. And I think I ended up deleting the post. If I didn't, it's because it's, like I said, that's how I felt. But I thought about deleting the post. It's because imagine if I was a transgender, right? And I'm just seeing that. That would make me feel away. Now, I don't know how it's fair, because it's like that's how I felt, so I should be able to accept how a person feel. But it does make a person feel away. So it's like we really just got to be careful what we say. you know, us saying that there's only two genders, that's how we feel, that's what we know. They don't agree with us, so we just gotta accept the fact that they don't agree with us and just move on from it. It's the only way that I can put it, man. Y'all drop a comment.
Challenging it would be if somebody said you can no longer wear your glasses and now you have to function in society without it. That's going to create a level of anxiety because then yes.
Yo, he like no. Study show. Yo, he not with the shit.
You're right. Studies do.
1 second. We'll let you
You're
ride.
right.
1 second.
Studies do show that people who are in the LGBTQI community are more at risk for anxiety and depression because of the community and society at large. However, those who do have the opportunity to be in their full version of themselves and have the support and love do not experience those things to that degree. And so being able to say, what does it matter? At the end of the day, what does it matter how somebody decides to live their life? Because it should not impact you.
All right.
Now let me answer her question. We don't care. Okay, I can assure you, we do not care. Okay, normal people like me and you, we don't care. What we care about is when you guys force it on the youth. When you guys sit there and make us feel like we're crazy because we're like, there's only two genders, and you're like, no, there's multiple. And we're like, don't argue with logic. There's man, there's woman. When you start to argue with logic, that's when it becomes a thing. Because you're arguing with logic and you cannot do that. That's when we get mad because we're like, no. And then you know we get more pissed when you got men playing in women's sports. And then we get real mad. Or you know we get more pissed when you got men or just people, period, saying, oh, I want to use the opposite gender bathroom because I identify as this. It makes us uncomfortable. And transgenders, put yourself in our position. What if you were a woman and you in the bathroom with a man? How would you feel? Wouldn't that make you feel a little uncomfortable? Yeah, it would. Don't sit there and say no, and yes, it would. And that's what makes us pissed. Okay? So if you guys just stayed and didn't force certain things on us, because we don't force certain things on y'all, and life would be just a nice, happy place.
And Raul, that question to you. Why should it matter to you how somebody lives their life?
Why would it?
If it doesn't impact you?
Well, it's a number of reasons. You know, you can go and look at studies from Professor McCall from Johns Hopkins University. He shows that transgenderism, and he's a psychiatrist, he shows that it is a mental disorder. It's not something to where it's just something that they you know, you can do and it's okay, and you can try to convince yourself that you're something that you're not. You are a man. If you're born with a penis, you're a man.
There's a lot.
First off,
There's a lot of misinformation in regards to.
I'm not done.
He pointed at me. I never said that I was a.
And see, this is the thing. Let him talk. This is the problem with y'all. The moment we say there's only two sexes, y'all want to sit there and be dead. It's like, stop. Like, let us talk. Y'all want to say y'all piece. We can't understand y'all because y'all keep trying to cut us off. Why y'all get so defensive?
Wrap it up, Raul, and then we'll go to Barbie for the closing response.
Studies show that people who are transgender from Johns Hopkins University, this in HCC,
and studies
it
also
shows
show
that they are
black
20
people were
times
less
more
than.
likely to commit suicide.
All right. Go ahead, Barbie.
Let's say that.
But you could, hold on, because you spit a little bit, so just chill out.
20 times.
Okay, hold on. You're going off.
You're
going off a study, but you don't know. You can't speak for people. You cannot speak for people just because you're intimidated and everything, and you trying to down talk me. You totally wrong.
I'm giving you the facts.
You're giving me. You're not giving facts. You're giving a study.
Thank you. And that's another thing too. Y'all be trying to argue with logic. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. When you, I can't even.
You're giving a study. You're not giving facts.
I'm giving.
But if
you're not,
you're not. You're providing.
You're not. You tried to though.
No.
You tried to.
That's the basis on which I believe.
You tried to.
I ain't bring it there yet.
You tried to. You tried to bring God into it.
We want to thank you guys. Obviously, this will go on and on and on.
I am weak. Obviously, this will go on. It will. Screaming.
Still. Like, it will.
Isaiah, may I just say
Really quick. Let's give her the last
Because
word,
it's-
Doc.
So
Go ahead,
I
Doc.
would just like to say that there are people who love and support, and there's also people who will be able to provide support and love for all people, LGBTQI included, and to not focus your attention on the small few, the loud minority of people who are not loving and accepting.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yo, that was good. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all drop a comment.